What's going on, folks? It's been quite a while, quite some time since we've last talked, and got to get my words out. But I had a interesting evening yesterday, and I had gotten word a while back, but I had to really think about some things, and so I've taken in a lot that's been going on. I know you guys have as well. There's a whole lot of developments, and more to come. And we're watching things unfold, just like watching a car crash or train wreck or something. We're watching this. That bus ride I talked about in the past. We're on that bus. Everybody's strapped in. Everybody's cheering for the bus driver to proceed. And the rest of us, those like you and I, we're sitting back and we're bracing. I've been working on a lot of things over this time. I haven't just been sitting idle, folks. This is real for me. This is real deal. And there's a purpose, and there's a purpose for everyone. And, today I wanted to talk about some things. I was working on a few passages for something I'm doing, and I took some time out and set aside some questions in this text that I'm working on. And I read through these things, in my revisions, and I realized that these are very essential questions. These are questions that I ask myself, and really what I was doing and when I write is I'm reflecting my inner. And that's what we do when we create things. We write and we bring out things. But I wanted you guys to understand, I've listened to a lot of things. I've heard a lot of people talk about the Most High, Source Creator, Vishnu, who has many names. But he is I am, above all names and people and cultures. And get this paper straight. He came to me with this particular name, folks. And that's the purpose of me talking to you guys, because this is an experience that I know that's relative to greater things. I listen to a lot of people who perceive themselves as prophets online, and I respect these people because they're trying to follow the Most High. They're trying to reach to him. They have a lot of bickering going on about certain things that aren't really important in the long run. Certain things about, customary things, and these are all technical things that are going on in this world society of current, which will not exist, folks. So like I said, I was inundated myself with all of this information, just like you guys are, while you're fighting right now, why everybody fights about religion and certain things. And that's how we're going to put that aside, put aside the religion for a minute. We're just talking about the Most High. He is all the religion, folks. He is the power, folks. He is the source of your life. So we start with that. That's the bigger component here. But you can't have a foot in world society and your heart isn't with the Most High. That's what I had on here. And the curse of a narcissist is that he is a true bullshitter, but you can't ever bullshit the Most High. And I told you guys, it's bare fucking bones when you're talking to the Most High. By the way, I've talked to him every single day and was talking to him last night. And this is why, he touched me to do this today. And I devote this work, Lord. It's very important for you guys to understand this. But I wrote some questions down, and I'm looking through these passages that I'm putting down for this volume I'm working on, and I had some questions. I'm going to pose these questions, and we're going to discuss a few, things about these questions, because I want you guys to listen to what I'm saying and try to reason with what I'm saying. This is not about arguing about who's right or wrong and if your doctrine is right or wrong and all of this, because what I keep explaining to you, there are many prophets who say many things about what they know, about what they've learned through those doctrines. But because they don't actually know the Most High, they don't actually know the world that they live in, folks, or the sun, folks. You understand what I'm trying to explain to you? They don't actually know them, folks. So the level of their understanding is not on the same level as me. You understand what I'm saying? So there's a purpose for us all. Yes, it's important for these people to flock, and I'm sure all of these righteous people at some point will all gather. because the Lord has people he has chosen. Sure, absolutely. Everyone is doing something and walking in their purpose, and everyone thinks that they are this or they are that. But do any of you know the actual world who makes your heir? And that's very important, folks, because she's my family. Now we're getting to the good part. You see what I'm saying? So my questions, are phrased in such a way that I want you to look into yourselves with the question and think about this. We're not arguing about right or wrongs here, or what you're doing or what you're saying in your doctrines, because I'm tired of this shit. But you're going to bear witness to some things. Okay, so my first question: do you understand the term a thief in the night? Do you fear the Most High for your salvation, or do you expect it to be granted based on, those doctrines, books, photos you may have? You saw a pretty face in the sky or something. You see what I'm saying? Do you understand what a thief in the night means? It means that at any given second, you should be living your days knowing that this is the day that the sky is going to crack open, like y'all say, right? And those chariots are going to come. But once again, do you know the chariots? See, do you know who pilots the chariots, folks? I personally know the chariots, who pilots the chariots, and all of the heavens, folks, and all of the universe, folks, and the stars, folks. The stars you see in the sky, twinkle, twinkle, and all of that. I know all of them, folks. You understand? Personally, by name. None of you do that. None of you know that. So you're not on the same level. You get what I'm saying? I'm not trying to diminish your level of understanding, but I'm trying to show you the greater purposes, folks. And that's why it's going to come down to, I'm not challenging any of you, but I welcome your challenges, because you speak on chariots, but you don't actually know the chariots. So when the day of reckoning comes, you will not know what to do with those chariots or know anything about their nature or anything. And that's why it's important to listen, because when I give you examples, I'm showing you who has the greater power. I'm showing you that the Most High, Vishnu, folks. This is how he came to me, folks. He has many names, folks. He is God. He is above your punk asses, folks. He holds a universe, folks. He holds a universe full of gods, folks, who hold the worlds that you live on, folks. How great is he? He is so great, folks. He is so magnificent. He is beyond your understanding. Now, I've heard people speak and say that you can't actually know the Most High on a certain level, and don't put yourself on his level and all that. But you guys are assuming something. You're assuming that the person that this has happened to, which is actually me, and I'm giving you the actual physical, tangible proof. You're assuming that I'm not in the role that I am, which is reality. Honor, fam. You're assuming that. And that's because it's not something that you've experienced. And that's why people are different. You understand what I'm saying? That's why there are different walks for different people, folks. And there are different levels of his blessing for different reasons. Now we get into good parts. Because there's some development of understanding in myself about all of this experience. Do you folks know the ground that you stand on? Do you know the trees? Every day in my experience is like a wonderland of greatness, folks. Of things that I just cannot express to you, but that are just so magnificent, and I will not trade it for anything, right? Because I understand I'm not grounded in this material. A lot of you need to get the fuck out of this matrix, folks. This is what's happening. But do you know the Lord on a level of faith for your life? How does one learn that they are called, and what is the purpose? God has raised up many men who were called, but few chosen. Y'all have heard that before. What does this mean? What does that mean, folks? If today were the actual day of the Lord, do you believe that you would be delivered? What is that deliverance? A lot of you talk about different ways of that. Some of you believe you're going to be raptured up and sucked into the sky. Some of you think that chariots are going to come. But once again, you don't know the sky, nor do you know the chariots. Any of you, all of you, right? Whether you're in great positions or low positions, whether you're prophets or men of the Lord, or you're just walking around in society dumb as fuck, doesn't matter. None of you have those insights, but I do, right? This isn't about viewership, folks, or likes, because social media will be ended, in the hands that can end your social media are my family. We getting somewhere with this, right? So, do you believe that if today were that day, that you know the heavens well enough to be provided guidance? And that means chariots, or safety from a cataclysm. Remember, Mama Earth is holding this shaky ball, like the little shaky balls at Christmas you have with the little, the little ornamental balls that have like the little, landscape inside of them. You shake them up, you see it snow and stuff. Well, that's what you're in, folks. This is her shaky ball. She is the earth. You understand? And so, based on your faith in salvation and all of the things you've talked about and argued about you knowing you're being righteous and you know the Most High, and people can't know God on that level, right? The ground you stand on, the world you stand on, folks, He is Mother Earth. This is His science, folks. I'm trying to show you, right? Do you know her personally well enough that you are faithfully secure in all events? Meaning that when she opens that ground up, because you've seen this happen, folks. You've seen volcanoes pop. You've seen all this stuff. You see asteroids coming. You've seen all of this shit that you can't do anything about. But because I know her personally, folks, I'm okay because I know Him. I have Him, folks. That's what I'm trying to get you to see, right? In the event of a cataclysm, all of you people that are holding your doctrines and your books will not know what to do. And that's why you're sitting here saying, and you're actually admitting this, that you don't know what to expect or don't know anything. So you shouldn't be wasting your time arguing amongst each other over trivial things that don't make any sense in the long run. If you should marry on this day, or if I understand those things are important because that's all you have. But once you're being provided lesson and instruction, because any of these great prophets in ancient, they had to have a day where they stepped into the light, where they stepped into the forefront of everything and declared something, and then they had to prove it, folks. None of the great prophets in your books or whatever, their whole lives are not documented in these books, folks. There was a certain point where they came into this, and then it was on from there. They were enlightened or awakened, right? And in my experience, the Lord Himself, the Most High God, Vishnu, folks, who holds the universe, who has many names. You don't want to call Him Vishnu because you're in your ego, but we're going to get to some things in a minute. You call Him whatever you call Him, but He is I Am. He is above all names, folks, right? You understand what I'm trying to explain to you. My point to you to say this is that the heavens, the gods that make your air, that hold the fucking ground you stand on, what do they call Him? And they do it for Him, who they call Him, who they name as Vishnu. So if they make your air and you're not doing shit for them, you're nothing to Mother Earth to tell her what you're going to do or what she doesn't know. You understand what I'm trying to explain to you? She'll just do away with your ass. So once again, my question to you was, do you know her well enough to secure your safety in the event of a cataclysm? You don't, do you? You don't, do you? You haven't seen the heavens, have you? So I'm trying to show you something, folks. Right? Let's see. What else do I have here? Good questions. Communication with the Most High is not a magic show. He is not to be mocked, and to seek friendship of the heavens who bow at His feet, who are His works. And in the process, when asked the name of the source, the creator of these works, one replies, "What is His name?" Referring to the Most High, mind you. What is His name? Right? Because you all have different names that you call Him, and you fight about these things when He is the great source of your life. He is above a name. You have a name. He is above that, folks. You understand what I'm trying to explain to you. And I'm trying to show you because the ground that you stand on is my mama. On a great one. The sun who shines on your asses every day and gives you that warmth to keep you alive is my daddy. That's my mentor. Honorville. And I can prove these things to you, folks. And I'm going to start doing some things because now we're really here, and I've been talking to the Most High. You know Vishnu, folks. The source creator of your lives. And I want you to understand that a lot of this is really important because it's about your faith. This is all about the end, right? Right? You're talking about everything you're saying and arguing about each other for that greater day. You know that justice is coming. You know that the suppressors are going to be destroyed, right? And that's the most important thing. But what makes a prophet? Back to the questions again. And how do they gain strength? And what makes another person believe that they should follow their message? And what are the tangible examples? So for many of you out there, you have your books and stuff, and you've studied these well, and that's great because you can get people to know God is real through the faith in your heart of the works He's touched you through those books. That's the level that He's touched you on. But when you're on a level where you've actually seen the heavens, folks, where you actually have an understanding of the universe and other worlds and the very stars, who you look in the night sky will jump down in your physical presence. That is a tangible example that should win you all over. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? When I have given you examples in the past, it was merely to support the idea and well, not the idea, but the actual truth of the Most High Source Creator being God and being in control of your lives and having control and total control of your destinies on any level. The suppressors will not triumph on any level. Those of you who are willing to go along with the society that Mother Earth will crush will bear witness to this. And you will not be spared, folks. You understand? So, what is my purpose? Right? Do you believe that I have a purpose? Do many of you believe in the things that you have been shown by the heavens, folks, who are His hands, folks? You understand what I'm trying to explain to you? And if you don't understand what is really at stake, that's the real problem, folks. Okay? And His name is Vishnu. That is His name, folks, because the air that you breathe, that is the name that the air that you breathe calls Him, right? And you can say what you want about what you're going to do or what you aren't going to do. But see, Mama Earth, this shaky ball that you're standing in, this is her shaky ball. And she decides if your punk ass is going to stand on this ground or not. And since she's my mom, and I love her very greatly, very much, then we're going to do some things here. See, a person like me, right, who be considered some humdrum person in society, have done many things in my life. You know, I've written books, I've worked jobs, I've done many things in my life, folks, in this basic level of society. But my greater purpose is to get you to understand about the new day that I've been talking about for many years. Now we're in the time where you're watching it all come down the pike, because now they're trying to ramp up everything they're doing because they know that the shaky ball is about to be turned over, folks. And many of you are not going back to many of you are not coming back to this. Right? There's a greater day for the best of us. So a lot of you hold on to faith, and I always talk about the faith and the know. The faith is in your heart. And that's something that's very important, because faith, and at first I thought because I had all of this, no, I didn't need faith. And I explained to y'all that you actually always need faith, even to the very end, folks. Right? You're blessed, and you're blessed to know God. You are blessed because there are many people who are flat-footed. There are many people who are motherfucking fools. They are atheistic in their hearts. They are prideful, right? This suppressor of this whole world society, he is prideful in his heart because he is a demoniac, folks. He is devoid of intelligence and rational sense because he is a demoniac, folks. He lives his life in such a way that he does not fear God. That's the most important thing. He does not understand God can smash his fucking head. He does not understand that the Lord can take away his breath. Literally. He is your life. He is your breath, folks. I fear him because he has blessed me enough to know him. I was telling him that last night. That, Lord, you have blessed me because you have made me know you are real. I have seen your greatness on a level where I shake in my boots in your presence, Lord. You are my friend, but Lord, I don't get it twisted. And those who are on the other end of your wrath, God, oh my goodness. Lord, he is the power, folks, I'm telling you. So as we get into this now, I'm going to start speaking truth to the so-called power. and daring them to step up and do something. And you know who I'm talking to. See, this is the level I'm on. I'm just some little guy, but when I talk, I'm talking to big folks. I'm not talking to y'all, really. I'm educating y'all, but there's some people I'm talking to. Bear witness to what's coming down the pike, motherfuckers, because you don't own air and you don't make air, do you? Right? But you need to breathe it. You can run in your fucking rocks and caves and your bunkers, but understand, motherfuckers, that I know the ground you stand on. I actually know the rocks and the trees because they are family, folks. So when it's time for wrath, you can run and hide, but you can't hide, folks. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? And all of you motherfuckers are going to taste this wrath. Promise you. I have walked in pain. I have seen hurt. Know what it is. Know what I'm looking at. Know who's causing it. And I'm coming for throats. Okay? Some of your missions, you talk about things and places you want to go in the heavens, and you boast and tout about places you've gone or photos you've taken of the heavens. Right? And missions that you plan to go and fucking, you know, go to these places. And let me tell you something. You're standing in a shaky ball. The world you standing on is being held by Mother Earth. But see, the other worlds, who are really beings, folks, and this is my blessing, they are my family, folks. So I'm going to start issuing some things in your fucking faces and show you. You don't have control over the heavens. You don't reign over shit. And your missions to go to the heavens, because they are my family and because you look down on me, but they look down on you. You get what I'm saying? So I'm going to show you something. Some of these missions, you're going to see some things. And I'll save that for another video. I got ahead of myself here because I got excited. I want you guys to understand and take away some of the things that I wrote. And I'm going to get back to working on that in a minute. But I had to take time out. And just, you know, this morning, had a cup of coffee or whatever. And I just really read over some of this stuff. And I just thought about it. These are these questions, folks. A lot of you argue about senseless things. And you do it because you're ultimately doing it because you want to feel like you know God or have some insight on God. And a lot of you feel that no one is capable of knowing the mind of the Creator. And we aren't. On the level of me living my life and walking day to day, I know He holds my path and the stories are being written. But the interactions and the interpersonal relationship with Him, the day-to-day with the heavens, folks, the visions and seeing the heavens and being there, folks, knowing the better day is my purpose. I don't accept anything of the status quo on any level. I think it's all bullshit. Money is bullshit. The people who make money are bullshit. The governments are bullshit. They're evil, folks. Look at their agendas. Look at what they want you to do. Look at the reckless nature of who they are. If they had the Most High, would they do these things? If they had the Most High and feared Him, would they declare making a moon? Which, by the way, I told y'all. Keep fucking playing. Keep playing, motherfuckers. You know who I'm talking to. Do it again. Get on live camera and declare that you're going to put a moon up. Do it again. Because see, the Most High is the moon. He is Shiva. He is Brahma, folks. He is Vishnu. I'm telling you. Declare it again. You are not Him. You are not the Most High. You are not the Creator. You are just the air-breathing, shit-wiping bunch of fucking devils. Demoniacs. Right? Demons have taken over your houses in your empty suits, motherfuckers. Your day is over. And I sat back and look at all this stuff and look at the people arguing about politics, arguing over fucking devils, right? Some old guy yesterday was telling me that he's going to pick one person over the other because one is a lesser evil. And I said, why the fuck do you take evil in general? Fuck all the evil. Let's do away with all the evil. See, when you know the ground that you're standing on, you can kind of like get confident on that level. And I'm going to show you some things. Next video.